Alright guys, we are back on customs. As you can tell, we're back in the infamous red warehouse to test a few things. Not even test, but just to kind of give you guys an idea of some recoil patterns. We did this a long time ago. It's been over a year or close to it, I think. I think it has been like right at a year. And we tested all the guns, and this is way back when all the guns kind of felt like laser beams. Even AKs. Not modified, and even definitely M4s not modified. You didn't have to do anything, and they would just shoot straight line. They'd have the first initial bullet jump, and that was it. So this episode, as you can tell from the title, is going to be SMGs. We've got 2 mags per SMG, and there's a little bit more variance. Obviously, you've got the Kedr and the Klin. But I've double checked them all. They've got the same vertical and horizontal recoil, buying it base, so you don't have to worry about anything like that. Everything, I know that there's different variations of MP5 suppressed and MPX suppressed, and then obviously the MP5s. But this is the general base naked model that you can get that we're going to be testing or showing the recoil on. So as it stands, there's currently 6 SMGs. You got your AKS 74U and you got the AKS 74UB. But like I said, the same. MPX, MP7, PP1901, MP5, and the Kedr. Starting off with the AKS. Those baby in the full auto mode, and we're gonna be standing all on the same pattern. So we're going to get all 6 of them, 3 per block. And we're going to be standing behind this line right here. It gives it, mid-range combat. Ready? Not controlling anything. Now moving on to the MPX. Make sure we're back here behind our line. Where was my line? Right here. And ready. So as you can tell, now you've got to take into consideration the caliber as well. This is a 9mm and you're shooting a 5.45 right here, so of course it's going to have a bit of a higher kick or a larger amount of recoil compared to the MPX. Now another 9mm. Roughly the same pattern. Actually, you got a cluster that's closer to the initial bullet. Now, moving over to the Kedr. And go. Now, before we lose any patterns here, we're going to go up here and analyze again. 5.45 AKS, 74U, MPX. PP1901 and the Kedr or Klin, however you want to look at it. They both have the same recoil base and stock. So MP5. Oh, put it in full auto. The new one. MP7 holds, actually the MP5 and MP7 have roughly the exact same pattern, recoil pattern. That's why I wanted to keep those two together on the end. On this wall right here, and we're going to go all the way back to this. And we are going to be shooting from a standing position. And we'll move back down there and shoot on that wall as well. Now, MP7, not controlling recoil. Same with the MP5, not controlling the recoil. From that distance with an SMG, the MP7, I dropped it. The MP7 actually shoots a 45 and the MP5 shoots a 9mm. But still relatively good clusters right there. If you were actually trying to control it, it'd be a whole lot different. And maybe we will do a video on that. Initial bullet on the MPX, and the cluster is surprisingly insanely well. That thing could be a sniper. Same with the MP7 and MP5. Once you actually have them modded out, you can spray full auto from insane ranges, and you'll make contact on most of your bullets. So the Kedr, not so much. Not a bad cluster, but the Kedr is unpredictable. It's really hard to hold. But again, that used to be the factory gun. PP1901. Again, as you would expect from a 9mm, not bad on the cluster. And the AKS 7.4U, I'd never recommend spraying like that from that distance. It just won't work. So we're back. And this time we are going to actually shoot like a real shooter. We're gonna try and control our clusters and keep our clumps as close as can be at what I consider mid-range and long-range combat. We're gonna see what we can do. And let's go for it. Now, I've used the AKS quite a bit, so I do want to talk about the cluster. Your initial shots, it's going to be hard to control it and keep it down because you don't know how far it's going to bounce. So you're obviously going to have a couple strays that go up. But my AKS, their patterns are always more wide. The horizontal spray is always a lot worse than my vertical. It's a lot easier to control the vertical than it is to control the horizontal on the AKSs. So. Moving over to the MP7. MPX, I'm sorry. MPX. This isn't the MPS, this is MP7. It's a new skin. Now moving on to the Kedr or Klin. We're gonna control this. Was a terrible cluster on my part. And now moving over to PP1901. I'm going to try and control this. Bleh. Anyway, moving over. Here's my line. Pattern's really tight, as you can tell, but as to be expected from the MP5, that's how it performs. I always click that. And now the MP7. Excellent. And again, these are all base. They're naked versions. There's nothing, nothing special on them. And they're obviously not going to be in the same order because I don't remember. But fuck them. Now shoot the MPX. Now believe it or not, for me, the Kedr isn't as hard to control from distance as you may think. And then obviously the MPX, as it should perform as it should. Nothing else to say about that. And then the patterns here are pretty simple. The iron sights on both of them, in my opinion, are trash. You just need to get rid of them. If you throw a red dot on there, an aim point, or any type of reticule on there to have like an actual sight, you'll be able to make this cluster even smaller. It does wonders where you can actually see and pinpoint something that you want to look at. Moving over to the AKS, trying to control this bad boy. It's almost impossible. As you can tell, the pattern still looks like total ass, but it looks a whole lot better than it did. You got more clusters here, but you still got stuff above the line, which is no bueno. Now the PP1901. Again, clusters are tight. So that's gonna do it, fellas. Thank you for giving just a little bit of your time to me. I know it's nothing too wild, not too much that you guys give all the shits about, but I was told from a fellow commenter that commented on one of my videos, and a couple people messaged me in Discord that came across those videos saying, hey, you think you could do an updated version? So I will. This is exactly how we're going to do the assault rifle one. We're going to show base, no recoil control, and then we're going to show base with recoil control. So that's going to be it. Thanks for watching, guys. You know what time it is. Hit that like button, subscribe, share if you want to, and as always, enjoy.
I'm on my own, broken and alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving.